Hello, in this video I'm going to explain subtraction. This section here is very similar to the M0.5 practice 2 section that I reviewed before. Okay, so let's get going with the problems here. So we have 78 minus 12. So we start from the ones column and just subtract. 8 minus 2 is 6. Then we switch to the tens column. 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, so the answer appears to be 66. We have a slightly bigger number, but it's the same technique. 2, 6, 9, 1, 4, 3. So we have 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So 126 is our answer. So here we have a 4-digit number, 2615, minus a 3-digit number, 402. And as always, we start from the right-hand side, the ones column. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 minus nothing is still 1. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then 2 minus nothing is still 2. So our answer is 2,213. A 4-digit number minus another 4-digit number. Does not matter. It's the same technique. Start from the rightmost side. 6 minus 5 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 9 minus 2 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, so pretty straightforward. All right, so looks like here we're going to switch gears a little bit and do what's called borrowing. So we have 96 minus 39. Okay, we're going to start from the right side, as always. So we have 6 minus 9. Well, unlike the previous subtraction problems, here in this example, the top number is less than the bottom number, and we cannot subtract that. Okay, so the top number has to be the same or bigger than the bottom number. In this case, the top number is 6, the bottom number is 9. We cannot subtract the way it is. So we have to do what's called borrowing. We got to borrow a number so we can make this bigger, this 6 bigger. And the way we borrow is that we go to the next digit over. So this 9 here, we're going to borrow from the 9. So we're going to slash the 9 out, and we're going to borrow 1 from the 9, and the 9 becomes an 8. The 1 that we borrowed from the 9 comes over here and makes this a 16. Now, this is the old school way of doing it, is to put a little notch there, a 1 there, and this turns into a 16. I believe the way they teach it now in the schools is to just completely slash the 6 out and write 16 here. Either way works. Either way works. So we borrowed 1 from the 9. The 9 became an 8, and the 6 became a 16. Now we can go ahead and subtract because 16 is bigger than 9. So 16 minus 9 is 7. And then we're done with this column. Now we come over here. And now we have an 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So our answer is 57. All right, so we have 475 minus 188. So we start from the rightmost side. 5 minus 8. Nope, we cannot subtract that. The 5 is too small. We got to go over and borrow from the 7. So the 7 is going to get slashed out. It's going to become a 6. The 1 that we borrowed from the 7 is going to make this a 15. 15. So basically, I'm putting the 1 in front of the 5, and the 5 turns into a 15. I took 10. I took 1 from the tens place, and I brought it here. That's really what happened. Okay, so now we have 15 minus 8, and that's 7. And now we have 6 minus 8. Is the answer 2? No, it's not 2, because we cannot subtract this. This number is too small, right? The top number has to be the same or bigger than the bottom number. We cannot subtract, so we got to borrow from the next number to the left. So we got to borrow from the 4, sorry, we borrow from the 4, which becomes a 3. The one that we borrowed from the 4 comes over here and makes this a 16. Okay, so now the 6 turned into a 16 because I borrowed from the 4, turned it into a 3, and the one that I borrowed came over here and made it a 16. So now we have 16 minus 8. We can subtract that. So the answer to that is 8. And then over here we have 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 287 is our answer. All right, so we have 49, 25, and then 756. All right, so we start from here. 5 minus 6, we cannot do that. 5 is too small for the 6. We borrow from the 2. The 2 becomes a 1. The 1 that we borrowed from here makes this a 15. Now we can subtract. 15 minus 6 is 9. Now we have 1 minus 5. Well, again, this is too small for the 5, so we got to borrow from the next digit to the left. So we borrow from the 9. The 9 turns into an 8. The 1 that we borrowed from the 9 comes next door here and makes this an 11. So this used to be a 1, but then I added this other 1 that we got from here, and this is now 11. Okay, 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. And now we're going to switch gears and come over to the hundreds column. 8 minus 7, we can do that. So that's 1. And then we have 4 minus nothing is still 4. So our answer is 4,169. All right. 47, 31, minus 3179. 1 minus 9, we cannot do that. We got to borrow from the next one. This number here turns into a 2. The one that we borrowed from the 3 comes next door and makes this an 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. And then we have 2 minus 7. Well, 2 is too small for 7. So we got to borrow from this 7 over here. We slash the 7 out, and the 7 becomes a 6 because we're going to borrow 1. The one that we borrowed comes in front of the 2, and this now becomes a 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. And then we continue in the hundreds place. 6 minus 1 is 5. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. So our answer is 1552. Fifteen minus 23. 0 minus 3. The answer is not 3. I see this a lot. So if it was 3 minus 0, yeah, the answer would be 3 because a 3 is bigger than 0. You can subtract that. But here, it's just the opposite. The 0 is too small for the 3, so we have to borrow from the next digit over to the left. So we have to slash the 5 out, and the 5 becomes a 4 because we're going to borrow 1, and the one that we borrowed comes next door and turns the 0 into a 10. The one that we borrowed goes in front of the 0, so the 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2. So our answer is 27. All right, so our last problem here, we got 90, 70. Minus 5, 3, 3, 4. Zero minus 4. Nope, cannot do that. The 0 is too small for the 4. We got to borrow from the 7. The 7 becomes a 6. The 1 that we borrowed from the 7 changes the 0 into a 10. Now we can subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6. Now, are we going to borrow here? What do you think? Do we need to borrow? No, we don't need to borrow. That's another common mistake. Some students borrow when they don't have to. The 6 is bigger than 3. That's fine. If the top number is the same or bigger than the bottom number, just subtract. So we do not need to borrow. 6 minus 3 is 3. 0 minus 3. Here we do have to borrow. Okay, so we borrow from the 9, and the 9 turns into an 8. The 0 here is going to turn into a 10 from the 1 that we borrowed from the 9. So now we have 10 minus 3, which is 7. 7. And then 8 minus 5 is 3. So our final answer is 3736. Okay, so that's how you perform subtraction. If you like my content, click on the like button, post your comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.